Hello. So, who doesn't like stories about their families? My name is Dustin Taylor. This is DivinityVirtue.com. I'm going to go on a little rant today. So, all my videos are a little rant. Hopefully, you learn something. Hopefully, you laugh, cry. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. So, let's go with, this has been a very interesting few days. Okay. So, anyone who doesn't know the story, I'm going to tell the story real quick just because I want to. So, let's say 9, 10 years ago, my life comes crashing down. We end up going to a psychic, me and my mom. And the story is, and I'll give it the quick version. She goes, "Oh, you will," I go, because I asked her, I said, "Will I fall in love again?" She goes, "Yeah, you'll fall in love." And I said, "Okay, great. What does she look like?" And she goes, "She's got brown hair, brown eyes, and has to be 5'1". And she said that 3 times. And I said, "Well, that doesn't sound like anything I would date whatsoever." I said, "Is she good looking?" And she looks at me and she goes, "No." And I go, "Okay, hold on. So I'm going to go hit on someone that I think is not good looking, and then I'm going to end up with her?" I'm like, "That doesn't really seem like something that happens." And the psychic goes, "No, you'll fall in love with the heart." And I go, "What does fall in love with the heart mean?" She goes, "Yeah, you'll fall in love with the heart." And I go, "So I'll fall in love with the heart with someone I don't think is attractive." She goes, "Well, you'll think she's absolutely beautiful, but compared to what you normally date, no, she's nothing like what you normally date." And I go, "Okay, that's interesting." And then she looks at me and she goes, "Be her best friend." And she said that 3 times and looked me in the eyes. And then she goes, my mom looks at her and goes, "Am I ever going to see my son ever again?" The psychic looks at me, looks at my mom, and goes, "Nah, he's gone forever." And so that's the story, okay? It was essentially 3 stories into one, all because apparently I like to fall in love, but I'm terrible at loving. So I get it. So the first story, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'1". I found her in Australia. And the way the conversation went, I looked at her, I said, "Brown hair, brown eyes." I asked her, I said, "How tall are you?" She goes, 5'2". And I go, "Sure you're not 5'1". She goes, "No, I'm 5'2". I go, "Hmm. All right. I'm pretty sure you're 5'1". Show me your ID. She goes, "Okay, I'm 5'1". Okay, just don't tell anyone. I don't like telling people that I'm 5'1". So that was the one that I was supposed to meet that was 5'1". Remember, the psychic told me 5'1" 3 times, right? So everything that she told me, I really did listen to. I did. I just didn't know how it would work out. Whatever. So, anyways, we're in Australia, we're drinking and whatnot, and then some guys hit on her. I got jealous and pushed one of the guys. That ended that relationship pretty darn quick. So, you know what? Rule of life: don't get jealous. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. So then the second part of the story is you fall in love with the heart. Okay. So 3 years ago, before I woke up through my spiritual awakening and weight loss journey and going through COVID and everything else, bankruptcy, I ended up going to the bar one night and I started talking to this girl. She talks to me after the bar and we talk for an hour and a half. I'm thinking, hour and a half conversation in the bar. It's very crazy in my world. So I see her the next night. We talk for another hour and a half. My heart drops and I go, "No." I'm like, "She's not what I would date whatsoever." But the psychic said you'll fall in love with the heart. And once my heart dropped, I was like, "Oh, it's her." So I tried to put her in the friend zone. Every time she tried to make a move or anything, I never kissed her. Sounds really bad. I invited her to do friend things, go bowling, pool, like watch movies, just friend things. And she said, "No, no, no, I don't want to take it that way. I don't date people." Turns out she was dating the whole entire world and sleeping around because, well, my twin flame's a little bit of a playgirl who doesn't want to put out or date me, but loves me. That's kind of fun, hey? I love you, but I'm willing to go eat my cake in two with everyone else. So that when she comes back, and I get to literally say, hey, everyone's had a ride with you. And then she can go, not you. And I'll go, yeah, I'm good. Thanks, though. I'll go find something else. So, anyways, that's the second story. The third story would be her best friend. Be her best friend. So when I got back into the dating scene and my heart fell when I fell in love with the twin flame, I best friend everyone. I friend zoned everyone in this city. So say there's 100,000 people, say from age of 18 to 65. Well, now I got a 74-year-old. Go figure that one out. 18 to 74, everyone knows me. Guys, girls, everyone. Can I get a date? Nope. Nobody wants to date me. Can I go home with anyone on any given night? Yep. Do I want that? Nope. I want the marriage. I'm done with the dating game. The dating game sucks. It's not fun. Lots of games, lots of triggers, lots of emotions. Honestly, I get the competition. You're trying to find the one, blah, blah, blah. Put in the effort. I don't care. Honestly, I'm not going to sleep with you. So unless you're willing to put in the effort, great. Anyways, my best friend is the one that I've talked about in my other videos. She's a beautiful little blonde, and she's the one who came out and said, I love you like a best friend. I said, what does that mean? And at that time, I had 30 different situationships where swingers, gay guys, bisexuals, polyamorous, you name it, I had everything under the sun. It was unreal. And I said no to everything. And, but I friend zoned everyone. And so when they started love bombing me and, oh, you're my best friend this, best friend that, I kicked everyone out of my life. Kicked them all out. And the only one that I kicked out came back and apologized last August and goes, okay, I actually do love you. You are my best friend. But she's going through her times. You know, I even sent her an Easter message, which is interesting. So she's checked her Facebook. She didn't read my message. That's okay. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going right now. It's April 1st. That I may not message anyone for the next 2 or 3 months. So you know what? You guys don't want to be in my life. It's okay. I'm going to get my debt gone. I'm going to have the six pack. And I'm going to have a corporation by the end of August. At the end of this, if you don't get in my life now, stay out. Don't even try to come in. Because I'm going to tell you, my cutoff game, it's gross. I'm tired of people playing games with me. You know, thing is, I'm a spiritual healer and an empath. And I'm willing to take everyone's energy, and I'm willing to take their goods, their bad stories, everything. I'm with that. But you don't want to put the time and effort in to be there for me as ride and die. Trust me, I only get better every day. Every day. Just went and worked out 2 hours, did some fake and bake. I'm gonna go have some dinner real quick, and then go knock doors. That's the end of the day. So, anyways, that was like the psychic story. The only reason I know who my best friend is also because a medium came up to me, and I've seen her in the bar scene quite a bit. And I've told her this video. I've said this in other videos that she came up to me. She gives me a hug, and I go, "Whoa, we've never even hugged. Like, what are you doing?" She goes, "Oh, well, you've had a demonic kid attached to you, try to bring down your life for the last 6 months." And I said, "Have you seen my life? He's doing a fucking amazing job." And she goes, "Yeah, I can see your previous lives. I can see what you're up to now. I can see your future." I go, "Really?" She goes, "Oh, yeah." I go, "So," and this was interesting because 2 days before I was deciding whether I go to Dubai or Australia. Because as soon as I get myself debt free and I have a little bit of cash, I'm out. I'm out. Never coming back to Canada. I'm done with this place. One of the worst countries you could ever come to. Ever. It's so badly run. It's horrible. We're taxed out of the wazoo. Our prime minister's a donkey. Our finance minister screws everyone over. Whatever you think about Canada, it's a lie. They've lied to you about everything. Our healthcare system is so far behind the times. Our educational system absolutely sucks. You know what? Like, it's just a bad country. It really is. Middle class will be gone. They don't care about the poor class because they're just going to either off themselves or do drugs or something, and the rich will take care of themselves. That's Canada. I'm telling you right now. Believe me or not, this is a shitty country. Anyways, medium comes up to me and she goes, "Yeah, tell your mom and tell your friends to quit effing cock blocking you." And I go, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, you're not moving to Dubai." She goes, "Don't get me wrong." She goes, "Your personality, back in the day, you would have ran the city, ran the country, you would have made stupid amounts of money. She goes, but your mentality now and who you are, she goes, you just rather take your best friend, move to Australia, just hang out on the beach and live like the beach lifestyle and just work on yourself. And she goes, oh, and she also said, you just want to be walking on the beach and swatting bugs away from your wife's face and just enjoying life. And I'm going, well, that's pretty decent life. You know what? At least I care for her still at that time. And I go, what color's my best friend's hair? She goes, blonde. And I go, ooh. She goes, I can tell you everything. She goes, the only thing is, though, is with you, there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of people that talk to me. She goes, I would need a whole day just to like prepare myself to give you a reading, like just to show you your life, and then a day to just not. And I go, why is that? She goes, like I said, there's a lot of people that talk, like a lot of spirits that talk to her when she's around me. She goes, it's weird with you. There's a lot of activity around you. I go, hmm, interesting. I got no friends in real life, so maybe I got spirit friends. Cool. And so yeah, I know who my best friend is. She never watches these videos. So, you know what? She'll never even know this until probably a year later, whatever. And it is what it is. So I was telling my sister, and my sister goes on this like little rant, and she goes, you know, I can't believe that you're listening to some lady, blah 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 blah. She goes, tarot cards are from the devil. There's no blah blah blah. She goes, when I got off of my drugs and I was in jail and I went through the Mormon Bible, the Bible. She goes, the Muslim Bible. I said, first of all, it's not even the Muslim Bible. It's the Quran. Like, so you're lying to me already. You did not go through it because you would know it's called the Quran. Even if you said that to a Muslim, they would not be happy if you called it a Muslim Bible. They would call it, no, this is the Quran. Get it straight. So that just tells me that if you went over it, you didn't go over it very well. So anyway, she goes off, and I gotta tell you, when you have this mindset that you said that in your mind, you go, everything has already happened and is now happening now. And when you're in that situation, I wanted to just lose my lid, flip my lid, just go at her and just jam her. She just kept coming at me, coming at me. And I finally said, here's the deal. Here's the psychic. Like I gave her a name and everything off of my Facebook, and I said, go pay $100. And if that psychic can tell you your career paths, your love life, or just anything that you want to know, you go pay that $100, and then once it happens, you come back and talk to me. And she goes, oh, blah, blah, blah. And she ends up messaging my mom and goes, we gotta tell him to not be just following what a psychic says, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, why are you even messaging my mom? You're my, okay, so I say sister, she's half sister. We have the same dad, not the same moms, okay? But still, don't message my mom. My mom doesn't want to talk to you. She doesn't want to message you. You're not even related. We don't play that game, okay? Like, I don't message your mom. I don't. So don't message my mom. Like, it's just, we have the same dad. That's it. Okay. So, anyways, I finally said to her, said, you know what? Go pay that psychic. Because I'm going to tell you right now, she's going back to school for some kind of environmental, like when the, say, an oil and gas company comes through, tears up the land. There's a person that will take pictures and whatnot of how the land looked, environmental reclamation or something. And so she has to do some upgrading because, you know, she didn't do high school very well. She decided to party, do drugs, and have kids. Life lessons. She chose that path. So she asked me one day, she goes, oh, how do you do this? How do you do this? I'm going, you're the one in high school that should be knowing how to do this. You're asking a guy, you're asking your half brother or what your brother how to do math problems. And I'm thinking, okay, but you're going to come at me telling me that you're going for a degree. I got 2 degrees. I'm going to tell you, you go to university, it's hard shit. It's not easy. They 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 will literally run you into the ground if they have to. And so yeah, she's just going off, and I finally said, you know what? Pay the psychic the $100 and shut the fuck up. Because here's the deal. At the end of the day, whether you guys believe it or not, certain people can actually see certain people's lives. And she goes, oh, that's from the devil. No, you're telling me sleeping around, getting fast money, doing drugs, instant gratification. That's all from the devil, but you're telling me tarot cards is the devil? Give me a break. Give me a break. Anyways, I just pretty much told her, I said, you know what? Pay for the psychic, and when things start happening, come back and talk to me. Because right now you're just a sheep. You follow everyone else. You follow everyone else. I'm going to tell you something. I wish I was a sheep. Make life a lot easier. Nah, I'm the wolf. I'm a lone wolf. You know me everywhere in this city. You watch me. I'm different than anyone else. And that's not bravado. Nothing. It's just me knowing that I'm more different than anyone else. And I've had people call me fake, and I'm going, I'm the realest person here. There's no fakeness with me. In fact, that was another thing. So we'll go to the next part. So my mom, she goes, I really don't like watching your videos and having to listen to you talk about your twin flame, this and that. And I go, why is that? And she goes, well, I grew up where we don't express ourselves and we keep things into ourselves. I said, yeah, exactly. I'm generational change. I'm not like you guys. I'm not going to hold on to my stuff and take it to my grave or go to my addictions, this or that. I said, you know what? At the end of the day, if you don't want to watch these videos, I didn't make these videos for you, mom, for you, sister, for anyone. I'm not making these videos for anyone. I'm making these videos for me to unleash all of my inner thoughts and have a clear mind. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to show people that if I'm building a health and wellness brand, and now because for business reasons, I'm a fitness influencer so that I can get away with certain things so that I'm not going to get my hand slapped or go to jail for anything. I'm trying to do this as legit as I can, 100%. It takes me 2 years to finally get this going. Fine. So she goes, well, I don't care to hear about your twin flame, this or that. And I go, well, that's the funniest part because most people, she told me, my mom goes, oh, I was in a twin flame relationship. And I go, no, you weren't. She goes, yes, I was. I knew where he was, or I knew things about him, blah blah blah. And I go, that's all you read off the internet. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, get into a twin flame relationship and come talk to me. It's not anything like they tell you on the internet. Nothing. I'm going to tell you, it's so bad that you can't control your energies. Your highs and lows are horrible. A twin flame relationship is one of the worst relationships you can ever get into. I swear on my life. And I would never, ever wish anyone to go into a twin flame relationship because that's looking at the other half of your soul. So whether I come from the good side, she comes from the shitbag side. So that means I'm in love with the devil and her little devilish shit. No. That's just because I only know previous lives of coming from a shitbag family. And that was funny. So we go out on Saturday and I was DD. Like I don't drink or anything, so I drive everyone who's drinking so that they can drink, have fun, go home, get home safe, blah blah blah. And so we end up going to Denny's, and my mom had a few drinks and whatnot. And I said we were talking about the family and everything. I said I'm out of here. I said I'm generational change. I said this whole entire family is just a bunch of shitbags. She goes, "What? You think I'm a shitbag? I hang out with millionaires here. I've done this, I've done that, I've done this." And I go, "Huh? I didn't call you a shitbag. I said this family is a shitbag. But you jumped the gun. So are you including yourself part of the family as a shitbag? And why are you reacting? Because you shouldn't react if you're not a shitbag, right? That's my logic. You're only going to react if it affects you or is something that you might see in yourself. I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong. I could be. But I listened to her and she goes, I don't have a drinking problem. If anything, I was a pothead. I need to go to Narcotics Anonymous. And this is one thing you need to learn. Keep your mouth shut. Watch people just talk, okay? Silence for people, it's a killer. They will keep going. They'll tell everything that they need to tell without you even have to ask, and then you can literally find out the truth. She goes, "Oh, I'd smoke pot, blah blah blah," blah. And I go, oh, "Okay, so here's the interesting thing. She went to Japan 5 months ago, and I guess in Japan, if you smoke pot, it's like 20, 25 years in jail. So it's pretty bad. So, anyways, They don't smoke pot down there. They just drink and whatnot. And so when she came back, she goes, I just kept not smoking pot. So she's 5 months away from pot. But she goes, my initial thought was because well, I'm not smoking pot. I'm going to have two or three spiked root beers, like root beers with alcohol or alcoholic root beer beverages, I guess. And I'm thinking to myself, so all you did was change one addiction to a drinking addiction that's more acceptable in society. That doesn't work. She goes, oh, and then I'll have like two to four cans of Coca-Cola. I'm like, okay, well, so now you're upping your sugar intake as well. I get the transfer of addictions to a different addiction, but you can't go from one bad addiction to a different bad addiction. You gotta go from a bad addiction to a good addiction and do that switch. That's the actual switch that you're supposed to do. So anyways, she goes off and she goes, I don't drink that much. I'm not drunk right now. And it was just a very aggressive conversation. And I finally looked at her and I said, you know what? I'm not going to respond to any of this. I don't know what you think, say, or do, but I'm going to tell you if I keep going, you're going to get triggered. I'm going to get triggered, and we're going to fight. Whether you believe it or not, this family is a bunch of shitbags. We all had our problems. We're one of the most addiction prone families there is. Sex addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, manipulation, money. My family comes from pure greed. We are pure greed. And there, there's a lot in my family. So, anyways, she goes off about this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever. Just gonna let it be. It's 4 in the morning. I don't need to fight. And so we come back. Everyone goes to bed. And so Sunday. So yesterday was Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everyone. And so a few Easters ago, my grandma decided to cook turkey dinner. And when she brought it out and served it to everyone, there was blood on the plate, and the turkey was not fully cooked. So, everyone in my family has not let her down for that, saying, oh, grandma can't cook because if she cooks, probably going to be blood on the plate, blah, 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 blah. So we got to cook turkey, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's fair, that's fair. So here's the thing karma's a bitch. And I keep telling people, the higher you go, the lower you go until you get back to the middle. Nobody believes me. This world's all about being in the middle. I'm telling you this. This is the game. If anyone believes me, I really hope you do believe me. If not, then it's okay. I'm knowing that these videos don't get watched. I know that when they do eventually do get watched, it's only going to be like 1 to 2% of people that will actually like me or agree with me. I'm a nichey person. I get it. I get it. I'm crazy. I think crazy things. I'm basing my life off a psychic and a medium. My entire company's done. My mom went over all of my business stuff and she goes, wow, this is absolutely amazing. She goes, this will really work out for you if you actually do it right. She goes, try and figure out a way for herself because she has to go back to work, even though she got a huge settlement, didn't get what she thought she was going to get. Now she's got to pay off all of her bills, and she's going, maybe that money's not going to last me as long as I thought. So she's going to go back to work. And I said, well, here's the deal. Get my company going. Let's get this going. If I have to put you under as a subcontractor so that you don't pay taxes, let's do it that way. I'll make it so that you can get ahead. And I said, but here's the deal. You got 10,000 people on your Facebook as friends. Once this company's ready, I want you to blast it through your entire friend group. Your entire friend group. That's 10,000 people that should be able, and even if I pick 1%, that's 100 people. So if I get 100 people, that's 4 weeks worth of work. That's 1 month. That should make me close to $10,000. That I can take those 100 people and hopefully get enough referrals that it leads me up to every month and get paid, and then I'll comp out my mom for her friends, her whatever she's done into the situation. And that's another part. So I don't ever think I was okay. When I was younger, I thought I was really good looking. Now I don't think I'm really good looking at all. Like I'm going bald. I keep telling people that I have to get the six pack, and they go, "Why?" And I go, "Because I don't have a wife. I probably don't have the best attitude or mentality. So I should probably look good and at least try to fix my mentality and fix who I am so that I'm a better version for whoever my future wife is. Right? That's pretty nice. I'm working on myself for the betterment of the future. And we go out, and I gotta tell you, like at the one table, 10, 12 women all around me from the ages of 45 to 60. All of her friends, even my uncle's ex, they're all hitting on me. All of them. And I'm just thinking, well, isn't that interesting? I guess I get a lot of attention and I don't do anything with it. And, you know, this is going to be a savage thought, but I'm open and honest, and this is what I'm trying to show people is that even when you watch these videos, there's no mask. I'm open and honest. I'm being who I am. I'm trying to show people that I have to go through all of my triggers, my habits, and fix them a healthy way. And I'm just trying to show people that it can be done. It's harder. It is way harder because you have to actually feel your emotions. You're not letting drugs or alcohol or anything influence your thoughts. You have to accept whatever you're thinking. And now I'm starting to get to the other point of going, okay, what's the other person thinking? Why are they thinking this? And if you can kind of keep your mouth shut and just kind of listen a little bit more, it's starting to work out a little bit better. Things are starting to change. So we go out, and I just get lots of attention, and good on me and whatnot. But here's the thing: is I'm out with my mom, and she knows all the people in the bands that we were seeing. So the one guy in the band comes over the one night, serenades her, and all these women are looking at me, looking at my mom. They don't know because my mom looks younger, and maybe I look a little bit older. I'm not too sure. But they must think we're dating. So this guy comes and serenades my mom, and they all look at me, going like, "What's this guy's going to be his reaction?" Like, a singer's hitting on his either girlfriend that they assume, or it's my mom, which I know, but nobody else knows that. So I have to sit there and just kind of, I'm not giving any facial reactions because if I say or do anything, then I come across as someone who's insecure, someone who's got jealousy issues. But then if I do say or react or anything, and people find out it's my mom, like there was just a lot going on there. And I told my mom, I said, like I have no problem that he's singing to you and anything, but now it's putting me into a situation where I have to control my own thoughts and facial reactions. And if you're somebody who looks at other people's facial reactions, nobody controls their face. Your initial facial reaction will give your exact how you think of something, how you feel, and then you'll control your face, going back to reality, going, oh, they can see what I look like. So that was the first night. Then the second night, he comes over, and I'm sitting at a table by myself. And somebody had left a beer and a shot of tequila, and I don't drink, okay? So I was just sitting there waiting for the people to come back for their drinks and whatnot. He comes over and starts dancing on the table right beside me. So now I gotta lift up a beer and a shot of tequila. Well, this guy's dancing beside me, and everyone's looking at me, looking at the same guy, and I'm thinking, really, buddy? Two nights in a row you're fucking with me? Like, I don't get this, man. What are you trying to play? You're trying to play a game. Whatever your game is, it's involving me. And my mom goes, oh, no, he's just really comfortable around you. I go, really? That's what you see? I don't need that guy around me. He can bounce. The only reason he's around me is because of you. He's trying to serenade you. He's trying to dance in front of you. I'm just collateral on his, I don't know, what, sexual innuendos that, I don't know. Is that all I am? I don't know. Whatever. But he did it twice, and I kept my reactions. But she took a picture of one of my faces, and you could tell. You can tell the face is like really, dude. Come on. Anyways, so we'll go back to like Thanksgiving. So my grandma and everything, and my uncle comes over. I'm gonna tell you, my uncle's just the most negative person I've ever met, and honestly, it was rough. Okay, so my mom and my grandma are cooking turkey dinner, and to start it off, my grandma turns on the oven, 350, 400, whatever it was set at, but doesn't turn on the bake. Okay? So by like, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock, they decide to look at in the oven. I'm actually working, doing door knocking and whatnot. They look in the oven, they go, "Oh, why is the turkey not cooking?" And they go, "Oh, it's not on." Okay. So then they turn it up to 500 to like get it cooking and everything. They burn the top of it. The turkey was so dry. So between my grandma who undercooks it and leaves it bloody, my mom razzles her and rags her down and says, "Ah, what a terrible cook." My mom, Karma, says, "Ha, I'm gonna get you the next day." Didn't even give her a year. Gave her the next day where she overcooks the turkey. It was so bad that we tried to give a piece of the turkey leg to my uncle's dog. The dog was like and spit it out. What kind of dog spits out food? That's gotta tell you how bad it was. So, anyways, my family, I gotta tell you, we're just crazy. We're out there. It is what it is. And I don't even know. Like, I think if you just kind of sit back and watch people, it becomes an interesting way of looking at life. I'm gonna tell you, I have had my cousin come at me a week and a half ago. I've had my half sister come at me. I had my mom come at me going, "Oh, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not." No, and that's the convenient thing is you're not an alcoholic, but you went to an AA meeting with my mom or with my grandma, and then you had 4 or 5 drinks at the bar, and then you tell me that, oh, if anything, I'm a narcotics. No, you're not. You're an alcoholic. You're just not willing to admit to it because at the end of the day, anyone who drinks probably every day, even if it's a drink here or there, just to relieve stress or calm down the day, it's probably got some form of alcoholism. It's true. I smoke pot once or twice a day, which means I'm probably a pothead. Okay? But I also do go work out for 2.5 hours. So you're not going to look at me and go, "Yeah, that guy smokes pot." No, you're going to go, "Oh, he's probably clean." No, I smoke pot. I get it. But you know what? I don't do anything else. I get that. So it was just a very interesting Easter, to be fair, to say the least. So that was that. But yeah, so my business is all done. I start my cut tomorrow. This will get interesting as well because I keep telling people I do the most extreme cuts. I'm just the most extreme person there is. 0 to 100. I'm going to drink. I'm going to get bombed out of my mind and have the best hangover I could ever have. Like, that's just who I am. If I'm working out, I'm going to work out as hard as I can to be better than everyone else. If I go study in school, I try to get the best grades. Even if I don't, you know what? I know that I probably put in more effort, more time, and somebody's just either smarter or got luckier than me. It's all good. But I know that my mentality is 0 or 100. There's no in between with me. And, it's just, life is just very fun and interesting right now. Because like this, tomorrow, when I start this cut, and this is how I'm trying to explain it to people. So if I do 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I burn anywhere from 2,700 to 3,600 calories in that time frame. And then I'll go eat. But that means I'm only eating 2,700 to 36, whatever I burned off that day, so that I'm at zero by the end of the day. People go, "Well, that can't be healthy," and I go, "Well, yes and no, because if you're eating 2 kilograms and 6 cans of tuna, like 2 kilograms of vegetables, 6 cans of tuna, and that's twice a big bowl of fruit with granola and yogurt, I'm right there, and I've probably ate 8 pounds, but I'm at zero. And then I'd have tea and maybe milk. So everything else is cut out. You do that for 2 months. I'm on zero supplements. And right now, I'll be honest, I have no problem telling you guys what's up. So last year when I did my cut, I told everyone, I said, if I don't get a 6 pack by June, I might as well just do the steroids. I'm right at that point where I'd be so close that it just gets me right there. So at June last year, I went out and bought steroids. So I have clenbuterol, well, and ephedrine, but ephedrine you can buy just in the store. So it is what it is. So tomorrow I'm going to start my cut with clenbuterol, which is a form of steroid. Typically, it was meant for asthmatics to help out their breathing. But once athletes realize that it actually helps out your breathing and that if you're working out, it increases your body temperature up a degree, helps your breathing. Now you're a degree hotter with good breath, like being able to breathe, doing cardio. Your cardio of 2 hours will look like a 4 hour session just because of the compounds and whatnot. So when I say like I'm not going to be clean now, I'm not going to be a natural person anymore. Technically, because I do ephedrine right now, I'm not considered natural. FDA has not approved it. So I would, if I were to do a drug test right now, it would show ephedrine in my system and say that I've been doing drugs and that I couldn't compete in the Olympics or whatever. Granted, I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying. So tomorrow I will be starting off with ephedrine again and clenbuterol. And honestly, I'm going to do it for 2 months. I'm going to show you guys like I should honestly lift up my shirt and show you guys where I'm at right now, or I just take a picture of myself and then in 2 months on June 1st take another picture and I can show you the difference of what clean, zero substance, zero supplements, zero substances, zero anything in my body till tomorrow, where I'll put in clenbuterol and ephedrine, which is a fat burner and something to help my cardio. I'm going to tell you, whatever I have left by June, it's gone. And I'm not telling anyone to do clenbuterol or ephedrine whatsoever. Go to your doctor, pharmacy, pharmacist, talk to them, talk to professionals. I'm doing this all on my own as just somebody who reads off the internet and follows the rabbit hole. It's probably not the best way, but I'm thinking that's probably how 90% of the world works. So, it is what it is. These have been this is actually not a bad video. It kind of tied together very well. I know that I got food upstairs waiting for me, so we'll get off here shortly. But, I think the goal in life is honestly just focus on yourself. Choose what you want. You choose the hard life or the easy life, each to their own. For me, whether people believe me on a psychic or a medium or just even my own personality, my own mentality, nothing's come easy to me. I'm a hood rat. I come from, we moved around every 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years, sometimes 2 years. We'd only get 2 years in a place. And, I've been picked on my entire life. It's funny because my mom sends me this thing and it goes, I made a poem, I guess, when I was younger about rabbits, and it says this rabbit was so skinny that he used to get made fun of. So he had an idea that he would gain weight, and he would gain weight by eating food. So at some point in my life, when I was poor, I must have been made fun of or something that triggered me so much to eat that I got fat, and then everyone started picking on me for being fat. Which at that point, when you already have the emotions of being fat and going through school and trying to be cool and this and friends and that and everything else, you just go home and eat more and get fatter. So it's not like you're fixing the problem. You're just going accepting it. And now I tell people, I'm like, I eat more than anyone now. But the thing is what you eat. It's the calories in, the calories out. So if I expend, like I said, I burned 3,000 calories today. I'm going to go eat for the next 5 hours, 3,000 calories and a little bit more. Like I'll put in another 1,500 on top of that, or 2,000 just today. But tomorrow it's gonna be 3,000, 3,000. Like it's gonna be zero all the way across the board. So, anyways, these have been some interesting videos, and I really hope that you guys start like just going to my website. I'm gonna change up some of my pictures because I talked to a marketing person who said that my pictures don't really show a lot of like grabbing, like to grasp people in, bring people in. So if that's what she does is marketing and she wants to grasp people to buy stuff and whatnot, maybe I do it that way. My mom was also saying, she goes, I really love everything about your. She goes, why don't you also sell something with it? And I've thought about this lots, and I said, well, like, what can I sell with it? Because at the end of the day, I would love to do a cologne line when I got the money and I can make it happen. But the only other things that I would think of selling would be like crystals, and that's just because I've seen some really beautiful crystals out there that if I got them to do it their way, but just put my Divinity Virtue logo on there and with some of my colors, I think it would look gorgeous. She goes, well, why don't you make candles? And I said, why? She goes, it just kind of seems like it's part of that whole aura that you're trying to give. You're trying to bring people to being calm and relaxed and fix their habits and triggers. And she goes, how many people like will put on candles just for the scent to relax and everything? And I go, it's kind of smart. So I posted on Facebook, and a few of my friends, one friend goes, candles? Why would you do that? But you can tell he's a different type of personality. And then some of my friends who are females were like, you should do candles. That's a really good idea. So, every idea is out there. I don't know who it's going to be for, whether it's going to be for me or for someone else, but it's going to be out there, right? So, this was a good video, 41 minutes. I know my food's cooking. It's probably going to be burnt. Um, Start watching my videos. I'm not ever going to do that YouTube shit that tells people what to do, blah, 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 blah. Because at the end of the day, these videos will be watched by whoever wants to watch them. And I really appreciate that. So I hope that everyone has a good day, a great Easter. Let's spring forward and let's get rid of this winter. Tired of that white stuff on the ground. It's cold. It's not nice. And it triggers me to move to Australia quicker than you could ever imagine. I'm working as hard as I can for this summer so that my debt's gone, my business is going. All my clothes that have holes, this shirt's starting to get holes in the back. All my socks are starting to get holes. My shoes are starting to get holes. I'm looking at this going, wow, I could be starting to buy a whole new wardrobe. But I'm just going to wait for everything to go. And once it's done, when I'm out of here, it's going to be a little bit of a handbag that carries my laptop, my fur jacket, my shoes, my two cowboy hats, and maybe one or two outfits, and the rest, it's gone. And I'm out of here. So, anyways, thank you for everything. This is divinityvirtue.com. My name's Dustin Taylor. Take your losses before you become the boss. Try to be 1% better every day. Let's try to help everyone else out to grow, succeed, and be the best versions that they can be. Everything happens on divine timing. And whether you believe me or not, and I'm crazy or not, or whatever, I'm telling you right now, a psychic and a medium have confirmed my path. So I believe that everyone has a certain path that are set out in their lives. And once you hit it, it just keeps going until it's done. So that being said, God bless. Amen. And thank you for such a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Have a great day.